Hello everyone, VJ30 back again. Another review, and this is the Brut Tarot deck. This is only a second Tarot deck I'm reviewing. Although there's a couple more coming. One of course is the Arcana Tarot from Dead on Paper, which is actually just a poker-sized tarot deck, not like this one. And then there is another one coming from Usai, which is the Pagan deck, which is going to be pretty nice. As you can see, this deck is a lot taller than a standard poker deck. It's a little bit narrower as well. It's not as wide, as you can see right there, just to show you that. It's also got a lot more cards. The front of this one is basically the same kind, same tuck case. It says Brut Tarot, same patterns. And then you get the patterns again on the sides and the top. And the bottom again. Oops. It says Brut. It says 90 cards. That's a lot. 78 tarot cards plus 3 cards that form a triptych. We often see in decks a diptych card, which is 2 cards that make an image. This one has a triptych. It's 3 cards that make an image. And there's also 9 cards that form a heavenly panorama. 2015 Usai, all rights reserved. Usai.us, made in Taipei by the Expert Playing Card Company. That's going to be the first odd-sized deck I've gotten from the Expert Playing Card Company, or that anyone has done with them. Because usually it says poker decks. The seal, it's basically the same as the other one on the poker deck. It says Brut Usai. And again, the future enters us, and Roman numerals for 2015, except this one has a sun here instead of in these little corners. And the little corners, it's got the hand with, well, no eyeball on it, unlike the other one. You can see it's basically the same thing, but it's just different. And the back, of course, says Usai. I guess I didn't point that out. On the flap again, it's the pattern. And then we get to the cards. Alright, we're going to need like a full screen for this. First of all, the triptych. Instead of a diptych card, it's a triptych card because why not? It's 3 cards that make a picture. It says Brut by Usai. And it's the guy's shoving a sound down a dog's throat or a horse's throat. Or bestiality or something. I don't know. It's pretty weird. The back design is the same as the other deck. You get the same color for the faces and the borders as well, a little bit darker. But it's nice and it works for a tarot deck. I mean, they want a pretty simple back design. Then it gets weirder. I have to try to see if I can put this together correctly. I should have them in order. This is completely unnecessary, by the way, in my honest opinion. I mean, okay. Yeah, basically, there you go. And then there is, this goes on the end here, a little cloud cover. But basically, you got a sun, you got clouds, you got a moon. You got, and I might have that upside down. I think I do. Whoops. Oh well, not a big deal. But you get the idea. It's just a whole bunch of, I'll set this up correctly so that you can see it better. It's a nice, you got the moon, you got clouds, as you can see. And then there's an angel playing some kind of a musical instrument. And then there is a bull in the clouds and also a bird. And then the sun. So pretty interesting. It seems completely unnecessary though. I mean, we're just adding cards for the hell of it. At least make the cards usable or something. That's my only little complaint with that. It just seems like it's 12 cards in this deck just for the hell of it. I don't know why exactly. Tarot decks are 78 card decks. They decided to have 90 cards. Don't ask me why. Anyways, in this deck there is also a Joker. It's the same as the other decks. I will get back to the regular size here. It's a guy, also no face, just like the other one. Black sun in the four corners or flower or whatever. And he's going for some kind of a hike with his pet fox or dog or something. Alright, put that aside. The Ace of Spades. In this deck, there is no Ace of Spades. There's a One of Spades. That's what it looks like. All the aces are ones. And it's just a spade pip. It's not like the other deck. The reason for it is because the Ace or One of Clubs is the special one in this deck. It's a club pip in a sun. Or it's just Brut by Usai on the bottom. And I think the reason for that is because European decks often have a club, the Ace of Clubs, or One of Clubs, or the Ace of Hearts, as their special ace, as opposed to the Ace of Spades. So, they did it European style. I think that's why, anyway. Court cards. You get the same kings and queens and jacks as the poker size deck. Suicide King. But you also get an additional court card, the Cavalier, or Page, Knight, whatever you want to call him, but they refer to them as a Cavalier, and he's a guy on a horse. So basically a knight. And it's nice to see a different court card in a deck. If you're not familiar with tarot decks, because I don't have a whole lot of them on my channel, tarot decks are used a lot for mind reading and stuff like that, fortune telling. Well, actually, I guess it'd be like card reading, whatever. You know what I mean. So those are the court cards. Now, on top of that, in a tarot deck, you also get the major Arcana cards. Those are the minor ones, I guess. These are the major ones. Number 1, the Magician. Number 2, the Papist. Not sure what a Papist is, but oh, I guess it's the Pope. Number 3, the Empress. Number 4, the Emperor. I noticed this. That's not the Roman numeral for 4. I don't know if that was an oversight or just they felt that would look better. But theoretically, the Roman numeral for 4 is a V and an I, not a 4 I's. Anyway, moving along. Number 5. Oh, okay, there's the Pope. I have no idea what a Papist is, but there's the Pope. 6. The Lovers. Ooh la la. Number 7. The Chariot. Number 8. Justice. Number 9. The Hermit. Number 10. Fortune. Some kind of weird version of Wheel of Fortune, it looks like. Number 11. Strength. Depicted by what looks like a Mexican and his pet lion. Or something like that. I just the robe he's wearing looks like a Mexican. I'm just saying it's not obviously. 12. The Hanged Man. But he's hung by his foot, not his neck, which is kind of strange. This is a strange deck overall. 13. Death. And it's a skeleton with legs. It looks like it has actual legs, but it looks like made of bones too. 14 is Temperance. Okay. 15. The Devil. Pretty interesting depiction of the devil. What is it? 16. The Tower. And apparently it's falling. And the guy has fallen out of it. Oops. 17. The Star. And she's naked. No complaints about that. Number 18, the Moon. And a bunch of wolves and a scorpion, apparently. Number 19, the Sun. More nudity. 20 is Judgment. Again, more naked women. And finally, 21, the World. And again, another naked woman. Standing on top of the world. Barely. So you get 21 of those. And then, of course, you get the number cards. Standard number cards. 1 through 10. Instead of aces. And you get the same pips as the last deck. I think maybe that's why the pips on the other deck was so... On the poker deck, looked like they're so big. Because they took the same pips. And they just put them on the faces. And they didn't shrink them. And they're the same size. But I don't care. I like them. I like the big pips. Anyways. That's what you get for the tarot deck. 76 cards and then a dozen useless cards, basically. Of course, it is bigger than a poker deck. Longer. It's a little bit harder. It's got a lot more cards. And it's longer, so it's a little bit harder to riffle, shuffle, and stuff like that. But it works just as well, I suppose. And again, they're also a little bit thinner than a poker deck. Not quite grid size, that's for sure. Longer and thinner. Again, there is a embossed finish, probably like a master finish. And a nice stock. Again, for the back design, just like the other one, I'll say, I think it was 4.25 that I said. Maybe in this case, I'd be more like a 4.5 because it is a tarot deck. You're not looking for, a fancy Jackson Robinson back design for a tarot deck. You're looking for something simple and functional, which this is. So in that respect, it's good. I'll say 4.5. For the faces, like them. I like them. I like them. I like them. Probably more so than the actual tarot deck I got before, which is based on. But this is based on that, obviously. But that one that I have, the tarot deck that I have, is like the tarot deck, and it's fine. But this one's pretty nice as well. And I like the addition, of course, of the cavaliers and whatnot. For the faces, I will say, again, 4.5 out of 5. Handling-wise, not so important. I mean, you want a good deck anyway, but we're not going to be fanning or fluorescing this deck, so it doesn't matter if it fans or not or anything like that. But it does spread nice, and it actually shuffles. If you have really small hands, it's not going to work. I mean, it's hard for me to do it, but it is doable. So I will say 4.5 out of 5 again. Or even 4.75 out of 5. It's pretty good. Overall, good solid tarot deck. 4.5, 4.75 out of 5. Yeah, I'd say 4.75 out of 5. It's a good tarot deck. It's obviously usable. If you're into tarot decks, or you need a tarot deck, obviously I would recommend it. Or your upcoming pagan deck. And like I said in the last video, you can get these on the website, usai.us. And also, don't forget to check out collectibleplayingcards.com. And if you use the code FEEDSJose32, you get 10% off your order each and every time. And they've always got lots of new stuff coming in almost weekly. So keep checking it out. Find something you like. And they always got lots of nice decks. That's what I got. Don't forget to comment, rate, subscribe. Let me know what you think of these decks and these videos. I will see you next time. Thanks for watching. And sorry if it's a little bit long. But that's that. See ya.